I have a confession to make. I'm very, very lazy. I always hated cardio. I'm one of these guys who will do anything and everything just to avoid cardio. The problem is, if you're a software engineer that sits more than 8 hours a day to write code and also have a gaming hobby and a bodybuilding hobby, you start having a lot of issues and a lot of heart issues because of lack of movement. Yes, I'm healthier than average because of the lifting, but lifting alone is not enough. The recommended minimum per week is 150 minutes of zone 2 cardio, and I wasn't even doing half of that. And it was showing in my day-to-day life. Finding it really hard to breathe and going up the stairs was like a torture to me. So I needed to change. But I would hate my life if I have to go for a run or do cardio. So I decided to start slow and start with just walking. The steps required to be healthy, according to the study here, is around 7.5k steps a day. So I thought I would do better because I'm a health fitness guru, right? So I did 10k steps instead. But why the hell 10k steps? Is it some magical number? Does it fix all your problems? No. Not really, actually. Actually, 10k steps came from a very, very successful marketing campaign for a pedometer back in 1964 Tokyo Olympics. At first, I thought that 10k steps is not a lot of steps, but I was hit by reality quite fast. 10k steps is a lot of steps. Some days you just don't want to move much, and some other days you get to 10 p.m. and you still have 3k steps more to do. What I usually do in that case is just go for a walk around my block or just walk aimlessly around my apartment. But after a while, I got a feel of how much I really need to not run into these problems. I usually just listen to podcasts or listen to audiobooks or just have a meditative walk. You don't have to see this as a wasted time. You can actually learn something while walking. I usually wake up 1 hour to 1.5 hours before work and then do my morning routine and then take 30 to 40 minutes walk in the morning, and that's around 3 to 4k steps even before the day started. And then during my day, I take 3 to 4 coffee breaks and I make them walking breaks, and that's around 2 to 3k more steps. And usually in my lunch break, I take 20-minute walk, and that's around 3k steps. And all of this adds up to 10k steps before 5 p.m. And if I'm losing weight, I will add 1 to 2 hour walk after work, and that gives me 5 to 8k steps more. During my bodybuilding competition prep last year, I hardly did any form of cardio, as in go to the gym and do cardio. I did some at the end to increase my heart rate because I was getting lighter, and I did this mainly for health reasons, not for fat loss reasons. But for the majority of it, I was just walking. I started at 12k steps a day, and some days I went up to 27k steps a day. It's much better to do walking for energy expenditure than cycling or Stairmasters, especially if you are in this low body fat state. It's really hard to do anything and you're basically just trying to survive. So walking is the easiest way of doing your cardio, especially combined with something interesting to listen to. At this time, listening to sci-fi and fantasy books saved my life. Literally saved my life because I was literally a walking corpse. Of course, losing fats is not that extreme. You don't have to do 27k steps a day to lose fats. So my recommendation if you're trying to lose weight, first is to buy a step tracker. Don't need any fancy Apple Watch or anything expensive. Any step tracker will do. I use this Fitbit Charge 4 for years and it's working fine and it does its job. And I'm not sponsored, by the way. And start at 8k steps a day, especially if you're not moving at all. Doing this much will be already a challenge, and this will already help you lose weight if you are eating the same amount of food. Then after a few weeks, when the weight loss starts to decrease, you can increase your steps a bit more. You can start at 10k and then 12k, and if you really need it, you can go up to 15k a day. Of course, I can't attribute all my fitness health to just walking, but I can see a positive trend towards lower heart rate and lower blood pressure. When I started, my heart rate was hovering around 60 to 65 beats per minute. In my competition days, it used to go up to 70 due to the strain I put on my body, but on average of my normal days, starting to go down to the 55 to 58 range after a year of more than 10k steps a day. Blood pressure has been seeing a positive decrease too. So will I keep doing this? Absolutely. It's a manageable goal that fits in my day, and it helps me with stress relief and brainstorming ideas. After a year of doing this, my brain starts to feel that something is missing if I don't complete my 10k steps a day. Plus, keeping my streaks and badges on my step tracker gives me a nice dopamine hit, and I need my dopamine. Walking has been a game changer for me, but arguably resistance training is more important. Check this video right here to know more. See you there.